Hello everyone, and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today we got some JP side news. Lots of JP side news. A little bit later in the weeks because the schedule's been off because they've been trying to, go by the JP side's kind of weird. Like, they change the schedules up every so often. I kind of wish they didn't. They just would really like a solid release schedule as opposed to changing it up every so often, but whatever. I will survive. So here we are talking about what is coming to the JP side this week. We got a brand new side story, which is called The Old Documents of Leonis. Kind of interested to see how this one is going to go. You'll take a look at the key art here. We got Goldie Boy on the cover. We also have two brand new characters. You will see Ildira on there as well as a mystery character who we have never met before. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do really like the fact that side stories often just have characters that we've never met before, and that's something I do like because it makes them feel more unique. It makes them a little more interesting and exciting to see brand new characters. And just having these little tied in universe other stories are just fun. So I really like it. So we're going to take a look at this. And one of the big things, of course, is we'll talk about her in a second. But we have a brand new weapon. Going along with one of the new characters, we have a brand new weapon. Books are coming to the game. And so this is a brand new SSR piece of equipment that you will be able to farm from this event. The Moon Book. Also, I do want to say that, just as a side note, that I do believe that this means that Nicole is probably right around the corner. We more recently ended up getting Sakura from the Brave Exvius side, and I can see us getting a brand new Brave Exvius character in Nicole, because Nicole uses books. We just got books. It might be a few weeks out still, but it's been a little while, so I'm expecting that to happen, and that could mean a brand new buffer. Nicole should probably be a water or an ice unit. If he is a water unit, that would actually kind of go in line with keeping the new lowered double cost UR Mont in a little more check with a brand new kind of water mage and support character. He could also kind of decrease firepower. So obviously this isn't confirmed or anything. I'm just stating something that I think based on my guesses. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think that Nicole is probably a shoo-in for the next character. Also, something to note about the key artwork is that you will notice Helena's face in the artwork as well. So it's been a while since we've really heard anything about Helena. Obviously, I think Nicole is the next character. And brown-haired dude obviously could be something, but we haven't also had anything Helena for a while, and I feel like she's still somewhat popular with the fan base. So who knows? Maybe this could be a hint as to something new with Helena. We'll have to take a look at the side story when it comes. Now, speaking of the side stories often are accompanied by new units, and here we are with two brand new units. A Thunder character called Shruma, which is the name, yes, we're going by, and a brand new Earth Mage called Rule. I know that the title, this is what I talked with some other people, and that's kind of what we translated it out to. Probably what the global name. Hey, global localizers, we'll find out soon. Alright, so let's take a look at Rule first. Rule is going to be a brand new class. Her primary job is actually Scholar. Now, Scholar is a class that has appeared in plenty of RPGs, so seeing it here only makes sense. Also, secondary job is Nightblade. One of the better, newer jobs with some healing potential as well as support skills, so kind of interested to see that here. Also on a mage, obviously healing is probably the strongest thing I think she's going to get there, or potentially some kind of aim bonus or something, but it's an interesting combination to be sure. And the last job is Black Mage, which is a good class to be sure for a mage-based character, and that is what we are looking at here, a mage-based character. So taking a look at her limit burst, as you can see, it is an AoE. It has some range on it as well. One of the big things is that it deals large damage, and it also kind of is a little bit of a bypass of defenses as well. How much exactly it's going to be bypassing and how strong it is, yet to be seen, but an AoE limit burst that can get by defense and is powerful should be definitely noted. I'm really going to be interested to see what the animation looks like. Other things, we have this brand new ability here for this Scholar job, which is basically a line attack directly in front of her, so it can catch multiple enemies. Also deals large amounts of damage and reduces healing power, which again is a pretty interesting little thing. A 3-turn reduction of healing power. Yeah, seems like it's really good. And then our last ability, also pretty interesting, single attack. This is an AoE buff for herself and other units, where she will give single attack resistance as well as powering up earth-based damage attacks, and basically kind of supporting the team, which is really interesting. Not only that, but it also increases the summon gauge by a large amount. So there's a couple of things really interesting here. First of all, Scholar is kind of tapping, yes, that's a word, into a summoner type energy, where we have the potential, summons on the JP side have gotten increased in terms of their power, especially with 3-star espers, and are capable of dishing out a good amount of damage. So now the fact that we do have this a job that can potentially increase that is particularly pretty nice. But also the single attack resistance is kind of interesting, because the new Mont gives kind of like AoE resistance a little bit, and now this character gives like single attack resistance. So there's a really interesting tanky based team that seems to be coming up in the near future. What is to be noted about Scholar is that I do think that Scholar is going to be is going to be kind of like a mage version of a brawler. At least that seems to be the general description of it, where think of it like Calf 2.0 kind of thing. I think that's what we are essentially looking at here. With also taking a look at her master ability really quickly. Obviously the usual earth elemental stuff, but gives herself shooting and slash resistance plus 10, which is a pretty good master ability for a tanky based unit. Now, there is one other thing I want to talk about in terms of my expectations of this unit, and that is the earth elemental as a character class. So really what I think is important to note about the earth element is, besides your older units like Ketone and whatnot, you're really kind of looking at the more newer earth units being very limited. Like if we want to talk about Summer Lilith is a unit that is just not available or is not available anymore, and probably won't be available for a while. And not only that, Christmas Venera, she's gone now. Both of those units are really good earth elemental units, but really limited. And of course, Halloween Raryu as well. There is a potential for Rule being on a incredibly strong earth team, but you basically have to have gotten a lot of the limited time units to, I think, really support this. And I do think that someone like Halloween Raryu is probably her best match. You could stick Calf in there too. I don't think there's any problem with that at all. There's a lot of earth elementals strength there, but kind of interesting to think about this unit and where she is right now, given my account. She's not a unit I'm going to be pulling for, but I dig her design, and I really hope we see more Scholars into the future who aren't necessarily just earth elemental. Alright, and next up is Shruma. Shruma is a lightning elemental red mage, a Kotodama or messenger secondary job, and last one is cleric. Something interesting to be noted about this unit, she is a free unit. That's right, you get your first copy of her for free, and you should be able to earn her shards in event if they're anything else. The only ability that they are advertising is Magic Jammer, but interestingly enough, not only with this being a free unit, but I'm pretty interested in this unit for another reason as well, because she is going to be one of the she's going to be the first red mage to get an EX job. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what kind of buffs red mage will end up getting. Just as kind of a potential hint for Miranda in the future. Other than that, she gets a little bit of quickness and spirit up. I'm totally digging this unit. Gonna be building her basically no matter what. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty happy to see a new... Alright, class match will be returning. Of course, aim for the top ranking. Things to note about this. Raise, re-raise, guts, quick disable, CT up and down have all been disabled for this one. Meaning that, well, Yuna's still going to be strong, but she's not going to be as strong. And units like Kane and whatnot will not be as strong with those abilities just being gone. So probably just, you know, leaning into the more tanky, stronger units that don't rely on that stuff. Okay. Something also to see is that there will be a new arena map here. The Leonis Castle Library, which I'm sure is being used in the side event, so I don't really think there's too much to be noted there. But with all this cool new news of new units and everything, there is, of course, always a little bit of a downside. We have a brand new book type. That's right, because there is the new weapon of books. That means there is a new type of book you need to farm to increase this. So on quest list, there will be a book, cane, and armor one. And yeah, starting from 0 if you want this new unit, literally. All right, and continuing on next, there's going to be... I do believe the exchange rate for some of the stuff is being changed for just in regards to books. And now, speaking of version 3.2, there's also going to be a brand new thing, which I talked about recently, which is this kind of exchange. You're going to be able to mass buy in bulk for the people who, I guess, have this much. Check out this account. It's got 500,000 soul medals. Not even the whaliest of whales have this. Obviously, it's a developer account, all right? But 130,000 soul medal purchase. Damn. So yes, version 3.2 will be coming out with some minor improvements. I talked about them in the other video, but basically some minor changes to how raids work, with being able to set them for so often. In terms of farming, and as well as turning vision abilities on and off. I have to say, I've said this before, I think version 3.2 is pretty mediocre and not very exciting, and I don't know about that. Alright, and as for login rewards, well, JP side will be getting about 2,500 lapis over a series of 7 days, which means that it's probably going to be about 9 days before we get some more news, item draws and whatnot, to celebrate some of the new units, probably some bingo boards, and it looks like logins are getting a little bit of a boost to give some people some more energy. And continuing on, we get to look at the banners. First of all, note, new character actually has only a 10% chance if you max out the gauge. This is something that's been happening more recently on the JP side, and I do find it a little annoying that the percentage is only like 10% still for maxing out that gauge, because off-banner rainbows or URs are real pooper. Continuing on, there is a brand new step up to help potentially get shards for this character, but I gotta say, putting Yerma as well as regular Stern on this one is basically a death blow to this. I don't think that this is worth it. If you're spending on this, you have more money than sense. Aha, jokes. And as for the paid step up this time, well, this is at least a little bit better than the usual one. For the 3 steps, you end up with a couple of URs guaranteed. In the final step, you're going to get one of these 3 girls. So Frederica, Ayaka, or Rule. Something to note about Rule is that unlike other times, she has a higher chance. She actually has a 50% chance of showing up. So it's basically a 50-50 between a really old unit and the new units. So there you go. And last but not least, just some shop related stuff. Nothing really particularly that interesting. So yeah, taking a look at the 2 new characters, I have to say that I am really excited to be getting a brand new free character, and one who I really like her design. Red mages are really cool. This is pretty interesting. And with Scholar coming to the game, it also probably indicates a little bit of some of the units we'll see in the future. I do think that Nicole is probably very fast approaching for the next Brave Exvius unit, and I don't know, I'm kind of just really interested to see a different Scholar in the future for potentially a different element and one that I'm stronger with. If we got, like, what's an element? I guess it's a little too early for a fire one. But yeah, do you think Rule's design is cool? Do you think Shruma's design is cool? Tell me what you think, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. As a side note, I am going to just say really quickly that I am going to be doing some more reviews in the very near future, especially about EXs. So just hang on in there. Been a little bit busy since New Year's, but definitely haven't forgotten those videos. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.